Hello and welcome everyone to the Million Mom Movement Family Fierce Friday. My name is Carmela Velarde and I'm a council member in the Million Mom Movement. And I'm joined by my other members of the council, Neva Flore, Taz Pereira, and Michelle Ricci. And we're committed to looking for 1,000 caregivers in 100 communities to impact 10 lives each with our movement. And we are the educational and activism arm in the superfood company called Purium. David Sandoval has put Pure and Premium together, and that's what Purium stands for. And it's really what's required to address the root cause of health issues with food as medicine. So today we get to dive into the topic of picking the path that's right for family nutrition. You might be a concerned caregiver yourself, like I am. Or you might already be a partner with a company that's looking for support to help their own clients better. So we have two really great guests that are going to be sharing their own testimonials on how they can support the field. And you're in the right place right now. We can come together and provide solutions because community is the highest technology of ushering us into this Aquarian era. And we are all deeply needing each other to live this path unified. So I'm going to start with passing the mic over to Taz Ferreira in Florida, and she's going to be sharing the In the News piece for today. Go ahead, Taz.
Thank you so much, Carmela. Thank you so much, everyone, for being on today. And, as Carm said, we are the activism arm, and we're going to be talking about news articles that came to our attention that are talking about our topics today that we want to bring to all of you. Okay, so the first one, we are talking about a comprehensive family assessment. So whenever we talk about these packs, we have so many at Purium. We want to make sure that the families are getting the proper pack. And how do we do that? We do a family assessment. What we've noticed is that once we start asking questions, now we're becoming more specific. Is the families, are they celiac? Do they have some allergies? Do they have some intolerance somewhere? And once we start understanding this, now we can suggest which pack would be the right fit for them and their family. And what we love about this is that they get to do this together as a family. So, once one person is going through one health issue, now when you're a family and you're doing it together, what happens? It becomes more impactful, right? And the whole family gets to transform and be on this nutrition together. So this is why we find that when you do an assessment, a comprehensive family assessment together, we have greater results together. And we found the second article brought to one of my brand partners. She brought this to me and I'm like, this is great to share on today's call. So what I've been noticing is that since COVID, a lot of parents have been getting our kids melatonin pills, right? Have we noticed that? How melatonin has gone through the roof and people are buying all of these pills for their young children. And this article is talking about how COVID has been affecting our sleep and our mental health. Well, we know that COVID is actually affecting our gut health. And when it's affecting our gut health, this is preventing our pituitary gland from releasing and secreting melatonin. And in our Purium company, in our superfoods, we have something so delicious and easy to give to all of our kids, all of our family members, which we know what it is, guys, right? Apothecary. Apothecary is the best way that we can offer it to our entire family. And in this article, we also talk about the quality of sleep and the kids suffering from nightmares. So it's really important to pay attention of toxicity in your life and in your environment. If you're tuning into the news, this can also affect your sleep and your mental health. And what I've noticed with a lot of people, once they start the apothecary, they always message me and let me know what beautiful, wonderful dreams they started having. Have you noticed that with your clients? So, this is an easy way that we can start offering it to families and we don't have to worry about any of the melatonin pills side effects. So back to you, Carmela.
Thanks so much, Taz. Those are really great points to touch on because so many people are, in fact, if you've looked at any grocery, you see all the different brands. with more melatonin gummies, all these gummies, right? They really do try to market and really market to our kids. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here today. Really, the topic of the day is how to pick the path for our families. So the greatest crisis that the U.S. faces today that's often underspoken for is the chronic disease epidemic of America's children. And generations that are born after 1990 are arguably the sickest generation in history, with more chronic ailments that are even the highest in the entire world. According to CDC, one in every 6 American children is diagnosed with a developmental disability such as autism, ADHD, or has a learning disability. According to HHS, 54% of American children has a chronic disease such as rheumatoid arthritis or juvenile diabetes. There's a global downturn of our children's IQ as well. And at Purium, we fight for your future. We fight for humanity's future. We have to fight these bullies of the world who are greenwashing and poisoning our children by directly marketing to them, which makes it especially hard for us parents to mitigate at home and be that alpha. And if you've heard me speak on this channel enough, I am always empowering all of you to become that alpha in your home. And I will die with my heart wide open to fight for our children long before my children are adults and have their own children. So what I want to do is provide some solutions for you to really outline what we have as the solution. And it starts with, yes, our families, but first ourselves. And just this past Friday, our leader, David Sandoval, has spoken specifically to the new paths that we've laid out for everybody, which starts with usually a ULT, and that's for most adults because it is for a person who is 150 pounds or more, but you can break it up as well. But let me just start with that. So I know Nicole Rishi is going to share about how we want to just eliminate that ULT and go straight to the immune. And these 3 on the right are really what we are going to want to focus on for adults. So we are speaking to the caregiver community, so we want you to put on your oxygen masks on first. So if you want to start with specifically, the ULT is the ultimate lifestyle transformation. It's a path for 30 days. And you can start with focusing on specifically healthy aging, strong hair and nails, glowing skin, along with the detoxification of glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup that this program pack, the ULT, focuses on. The core 4 nutrition is the basis of all the ULT packs. And then we have these add-ons that are specific to supporting these different areas such as collagen, performance wishes for the athletes, and then the immune support for those who might have the need for that. And that's pretty much everybody, but some are even more immune and antibody compromised. So the first pack has the dark berry protein, as well as the Renew Skin, Hair, Nails, alongside the 2 core 4 products. So the core 4 is the protein, fruits, the vegetable, the gut cleanser. For those of you who are brand new to this, I just want to make sure that I'm covering the basics, which are our vegan pre-digested vegan protein tablet, the highest, most nutrient dense protein that's on the entire market. It absorbs in 23 minutes. So it is the most bioavailable protein that exists, complementary to our vegetable, which is our power shake, but you can actually switch it out now with customizable packs to the dark berry, or the Super Meal Love, which is a more nutrient and protein dense shake with 30 superfood ingredients. And then you've got the Apothecary at Night. This is so crucial for all families, kids, all ages, the aged, all of us. The amount of antioxidants that we need daily really to fight free radical damage and really scavenge all of the stress hormones that are built up over the day, especially as caregivers, we need that. And we take it at night to help us build melatonin naturally. So by taking this, it's equivalent to almost 7 to 10 servings of fruits, and it's 7,500 ORAC points. So besides those three, wow, I cannot not mention the Biomedic. And it's arguably the most important supplement of our entire generation, because that statistic I told you earlier about chronic disease, it's really largely due and connected to the issue of glyphosate being sprayed on 74% of the food in America. If we are not addressing the removal of it daily, we are only compounding it more in our gut, and our gut health is so responsible for how we look, feel, and perform for our kids, all ages. So the Core 4 is the basis of all ULT packs. The ULT Plus Performance, if you are getting your New Year's game on, if you are really ready for those resolutions to get leaner, tighter, get into the gym more, or be more active outside, this pack is so powerful, with 2 options of the MVP Sport vanilla or chocolate, the pre and post workout, and then super xanthan, which has spirulina and astaxanthin, and that is a very powerful component to help flush out the fatigue and the repair of a workout. Cocoa hydrate is also really crucial for electrolytes and mineral rehydration, along with the superlights. So this pack is the largest of all packs that you could buy, but this is probably what you're going to want to live on. These products you can make and bake and cook with, and you can really last much longer than a month, I found. The ULT Plus Immune has what's called a zinc aid, and we have a whole food source for zinc, which is papaya leaf. And that is all organic. We have the only organic whole food zinc source, along with vitamins A, C, D, and E, which are considered essential nutrients. Our bodies actually cannot function without these essential nutrients. We need enough of these vitamins and nutrients in this zinc aid. And if we do not, chemical responses in our bodies do not fire. So this is a very strong support, especially if you're in the colder season, wherever you live, but also if your kids are coming home sick and they need it as well as you. So what we're talking about today is specifics to the packs that we think families would love. And the family nutrition pack is something Jody Parker, who was formerly on our council, she had created this pack. It's a grain-free pack, and it's a comprehensive starter pack for all families. So if you've never looked at this yet, please do take a look. It's in our iShopPurium.com site, and the person who introduced you to this Zoom, please, or YouTube channel video, please go back to them for their code. This grain-free pack is ideal for those who also are celiac or really are more sensitive to grains. And I'm going to go into each of these packs in more detail. The second one is the juice bar in a bag. I love this pack so much when it launched. It was even in People magazine. It's an exciting pack. There's 6 superfood products that you can make so many concoctions. I call it the variety of options because kids like to play, families like to play. And it is fun. It's fun to really extend the amounts of different recipes that you can make with it. Now, the fruit and veggie pack, it's very important to alkalize and start to build habits. So I like to say that this is a good way to start. Our new scholarship actually starts out with a fruit and veggie pack before we introduce the ULT to them. And it's because we do need to help support people to alkalize first and get enough fruits and vegetables, high fiber, soluble fiber into their diets. And the fruits and veggie pack gives you 3 shakes per day. And it's a great way to start. Now, along with these 3 family packs that we want to suggest, I do want to support you with how to optimize also food alongside with it, because there are not specific indications that we're talking about in the schedules for these, but it's more so directly connect with your coach. But we do, in the Million Mom Movement, always talk about how to avoid artificial colors and flavorings. And how do we do that? We do it by reading labels actively with our children. So before they purchase food with you, we're going to want to make sure that we're together reading them and vetting them with them so that they have an active role, so that once they're out of the home, which is what you can count down the years like I can with my 9 and 12-year-old, how many more years do I have before they're off to college and they're now purchasing on their own? So I always say, let's read the labels and see if there are any refined sugars and flours that really assault the gut microbiome. They really tear up. If they have chemicals in them, it's a great driver for these chemicals. So we want to avoid these refined sugars and flours. And we want to buy all organic. That is another key component to our lifestyle. If you find that you have people in your team, because we're talking to some health coaches here on this call, if you have some people who are adverse to paying more for organic, you can show them the Dirty Dozen or the Clean 15 list. And you can, in fact, purchase some products that are not all organic if they've got a very strong shell and they don't affect the inside of the fruit. But you have to be able to speak to organic. And why is it that it's so important? It's because if we do not intentionally take out these man-made chemicals from our diets, then we are definitely just setting ourselves up more and more for issues with our gut health. We want to avoid fried foods, and this is really important because we've all been talking about how to avoid, say, canola oils. Read your ingredients because they're hidden in everything. They're hidden in dressings, they're hidden in soups, they're hidden in packaged foods that might be organic. They might have these oils that are not good for your health. And if you look at the lifestyle guide, we have a clear indication of which oils are complementary to our superfood nutrition. Just a moment. Okay, so next I want to share my screen again. And let's talk quickly about the family nutrition pack. I think that that's a very important pack for us all. Just a moment. All right, here we go. So there's a blog. I'm going to be putting this into the chat. I think it's important for us all to know where this is to locate it later to share on with friends and family who we want to introduce to this lifestyle. So the Million Mom Movement introduced this pack, and it's a 2-week nutrition jumpstart that can guide your family to a cleaner and greener lifestyle. So if you need this for the new year, you'll tell your family as well, let's all go on this kit together, not just me, but all of us. What do you think they'll say? And if you're a coach, you're going to want to encourage families to do this to, excuse me, you want to include the kids with those who you're coaching. You ask them, do you have a partner? Do you have kids? Well, do you think they would benefit if they also were to transform alongside with you? I always ask that with all of my clients because I do want to know, do you have kids? How old are they? Do you have a partner who eats with you at night? They're all involved when they have the ULT, for instance. So this family pack might just be a better fit if you really need to start out and kickstart something. It's not a more aggressive cleanse. So I'm going to go through the products a tiny bit because some of them are already covered, like the Apothecary, which is so delicious. The MVP Kids Protein. You can make so many good things with this. It's so delicious. It's 10 grams of protein, and it's so good to start your day off with protein. Why? Because you fasted all night and your stomach acids are the strongest at the time. The best thing to put in there is not sugar, it's protein. So that's why we have, on the other side, coffee proteins, matcha proteins in the morning for some of the adults. We have MVP Kids Protein. This has 100% vitamin C and vitamin D, 120% vitamin D. I love this product. We all know that so many of our family members are low in vitamin D and vitamin C as well. So this supports optimal immune function. So this could be serving as first thing in the morning or a snack. For me and my family, I love the Green Spectrum. When that launched, I think it was in 2018, I was just to the roof with this. The flavor of it, I just loved having it first thing in the morning. And I take little shot glasses and I leave it for my family, take a shot in the morning to alkalize You're literally getting 20 green foods in a shot. That's sea plants, juice, field grasses, garden veggies. It's a spectrum with kelp, chlorella, spirulina, kale, broccoli sprouts, wheatgrass, alfalfa grass, alfalfa. And it really helps you with your pH levels first thing in the morning. And if the kids are only having a shot, if they have a little bit of an aversion to the flavor, what I highly recommend, and I did have to do this with a lot of my clients and my own kids, is swish it in the mouth yourself and show them how, this is the way to do it. And it actually alkalizes the enzyme so that you can change the taste just by the pH. So swish it around in the mouth, ask the kids to, maybe the kids need to learn how to do that anyway, how to gargle. Well, it's practice. And it tastes lemony, kind of like herbal lemony tea. I talked about the poppet cherry and its importance of anthocyanins. Now, the Aloe Digest, the kids love this. I think that the sweet apple taste alongside it really supports them wanting to take it. And you can add things to it, but it has a base of organic coconut water. When it has the polysaccharides and probiotics, the prebiotics, it really focuses on gut health, but also for adults, it's also really great for anti-aging and beneficial for collagen production, not just immune support, but so many things. It's a soothing ingredient for your skin as well. You'll see a difference. It is also very good for bloating, gas, eliminates folic acid waste, and gives minerals to cells. Minerals are so underspoken for. And here we are with ionic elements. Minerals, guys, minerals are so important and missing in so much of the foods we eat. 2 drops of this in for an adult size, any of the shakes that you have, you can put into the green spectrum first thing in the morning. So important, but 70 trace minerals that you can get in these droppers. So many of us are low in magnesium, but it's very high in all ocean trace minerals, 70 of them. And it's not good to taste. It's not good alone. It tastes a little bit like seawater or like ocean water. So just definitely remember that when you give it to kids, because they will remember that if you bring it to them at the first try and it's not delicious. So you have an option of buy a fruit or can't beat this. And that these are delicious, rich with fruits and vegetables. Well, this one specifically, these are strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, 17 different superfruits, goji berries. And this is very anti-inflammatory. It helps with premature aging. It really aids in heart, liver, and brain function. And the can't beat this is our pre-workout shake. It has a little bit of green coffee extract. So you may want to think about that. If you have kids who maybe are hormonal, it might be too much energy or not, but it is delicious. And everybody loves the passion fruit guava taste of this. And it also replaces coffee. And I remember Taz talking about how she replaced all her coffee and she couldn't believe it herself with just can't beat this. It's amazing how much oxygen it delivers with the nutrients included. And it's all low sugar. Everything in here will really aid in your family to start to tip the balance of their acidity. The second thing is the juice bar in a bag. This is so friendly for kids and families. It is. Just look at the colors. Look at how you can play with them. You can make so many things out of these mixes, and you can actually have kids as young as 3, 4, 5 years old begin to play with them at healthy happy hours, which is what we love to have at our family homes. An average juice bar drink can cost $6 to $10, guys. I don't know how many of you spent this at Whole Foods, but I have, and it was very disappointing because I know I can make this at home with this juice bar in a bag. And what I love is that it's so economical, but it's also extremely convenient. They give us a bag, they give us a shaker bottle, and you can literally take this on the go. And it includes, besides some of the products I've already spoken about, Cocoa Hydrate, which is that great replacement for Gatorade. If you've got any kid on Gatorade, get them off them, please. It is full of terrible ingredients that it's promoted in every sports arena, I tell you, but just stop the madness. Go to Cocoa Hydrate and add in ionic elements. You are getting them so many different better swaps of electrolytes and hydration support. BioFruit Carrot Juice Plus, full of carotenoids, powerful antioxidants. Our bodies need this. Our eye health, we all know that. This is such an important part of a healthy diet. And it also has soluble rice bran. So together, it's not just the carrots, but the rice bran really makes it delicious. So sweet. Every shake that you make with it is sweet. And then the last thing is, why do we recommend the organic fruit and veggie pack to families? Well, like I said, it starts them to really alkalize. It's a great first step. All of these are great first steps, which means it's kid friendly. And we all know we need to make things easy in order to make it friendly. Well, each of these shakes, you can make a shot in the morning of this for the kids. You can even mix 2 of these when they get home for snack after, or make 1 and 1. So they can have just 10 ounces, something small, and you blend it with maybe the blender bottle, which is really delicious and frothy. If you blend it with ice, everything is better with ice and a little froth for the kids. But this is such an important pack, and it literally costs $3, takes 3 minutes, and you'll get 3 phytonutrient drinks. So we do want to always talk about the simplicity of it all. And that's why we mention these 3 as the top choices for the families. And 90% of Americans do not get enough fruits and vegetables in our day. And the green spectrum, I know the kids don't love green, but who is telling them that? Who? Just let's think about where that comes from. At first, they may not have had a good experience with it. Well, let's keep making delicious experiences so that that shift is had. Okay, I think we're complete, and I'm really excited to pass the mic on. I have a wonderful brand partner and dear friend of mine in my business. Her name is Jessica Barr. She is near Chicago, and she is an IIN graduate, Institute of Integrative Nutrition graduate, and she works with families, and I've really enjoyed working with her. She's my right hand in my group cleanse that we're starting next week, Monday. And I wanted to bring her on to share some tips and her experiences of how she coaches families and her clients. I just asked you to unmute, Jess.
Hello, how is everybody? Thank you for having me. My name is Jessica, and I am an integrative health coach, and I do not have a family, which is why this is fun for me to talk about, because I get to learn from other families, and it makes me dive even more into getting to know them better and trying to identify really what, obviously usually the mother or father is coming to me for their own health first, but always I come across they don't know how to integrate this into their kids. Their kids don't like vegetables. Their kids eat whatever they want when they're with their friends. And a lot of parents are just like, I'm not going to argue with a 10-year-old. It's just whatever. I'm going to worry about me first. And that hurts my heart because, like everyone on this call had already said, it's so important that while we're on our health journeys, to be open-minded to learning about what we're putting into our bodies, but to learn with the family. Because you know how kids are, right? Like they go through the why, but why? Well, why, mom? Why can't I have this? Well, because that's bad for you. Well, why? And if it's just because I said so, that creates rebellion, even in adults. Even if we wait to take care of ourselves until the doctor tells us that there's something wrong, and then the doctor says you have to completely change your diet. We, even as adults that have the ability to understand the why, have a hard time with that and have resistance. It's just kind of like something that's in our brains, right? So it's so important to learn with the families. And I love when I hear stories of, like, I've got some clients and soon to be clients even that are like, oh, my kid knows. We go shopping down the aisles and they pull it and say, mom, this isn't organic. It has glyphosate. Or mom, there's red dye in here. This is causing ADHD. And I love that. And it's so possible. So it doesn't have to be writing it off like, I just don't want to have that argument. It all starts with the caregivers and with the examples that are being set. And, no, you can't have that. That's mommy's juice. that's what I see on social media all day, mommy juice. Like, if this was every mommy's juice and the kids thought, oh, mommy's juice is so great, and you're not allowed to have it because it's mommy's juice, that makes them want to have it more. But when you start on your health journey and you're like, no, you can't have this, this is mommy's juice because mommy knows she needs this nutrition, you're still kind of creating that, like, oh, I want to try it. And then one day when you're finally like, okay, do you want to try mommy's juice? And they have this amazing, fruity, nutritious, delicious thing that they couldn't even chew this much nutrition in a day. You know, that's, it's just, it's a transformation that doesn't happen overnight. And we can't expect it to, because we don't become unhealthy. We don't create all these habits overnight. A lot of times our unhealthy habits are created very unconsciously, and we have to create the healthy habits very consciously. So doing that with the family not only gets you the support of your family and obviously the quality of life to be present for them and help your body respond to all the stress and all the crazy things, but also a lot of moms feel guilty for investing in things like this when they're not investing in it with their family. So it's great to be able to incorporate it with the families, and all of the packs that Carmela mentioned are great. And I love just calling them all starter packs, because it just depends, where do you want to go in this lifestyle? Do you want to just kind of get some fruits and veggies in? Do you want to treat these like supplements because you think that you eat super healthy already and you just kind of want to get your feet wet? Or maybe your child has texture issues and you're worried about that. The juice bar isn't thicker than water. If it is, it's in a nice way. It's not in a way that anybody that has like an aversion is going to be turned off by. It's sweet on its own. You don't need to add anything to it. You can cook with a lot of these. So even if you've got to start out with the little green shots that you almost have to force your child to drink, like you would if it was a nasty medicine that the doctor gave them, you start with that, and the body does its thing. It's amazing what the body does on its own when we just give it what it needs. And we don't understand that. It doesn't click until we feel it. So it brings me back to nurturing yourself and starting with yourself and just picking a starter pack to see how hard do you want to dive in at first? You know, is it just you with a little bit of stuff for your family? Do you want to treat it like a supplement program and up level what you're already doing? Perfect. But anybody that I've ever had start out treating it or thinking of it like a supplement, eventually they start to understand that these are actually food. These are unlike anything else out there. They're food. There's nothing else in them. They're not processed in a way like most of the things out there, with lots of green things on the label and lots of synthetic vitamins as well, because their manufacturing is actually causing all of those greens that they're grinding up into these supplements. The nutrition is actually defunct. So they're creating man-made, synthetic forms of these vitamins in the lab and slapping them in there and going, hey, look at these greens. They're great. Look at all the vitamins in here. And we don't know any better, And it's funny because I decided to become a health coach because I didn't want to promote people supplementing. I wanted to teach people to do it the old-fashioned way with food and meal plans and organic nutrition. And I was already using these products by the time I decided to become a health coach. And it's like, I was thinking so clearly that I wanted to help people with real food, but I wasn't thinking clearly enough till I spent thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours in school getting a certification to realize that this is giving people real food. And I don't have to think about it. I don't have to wonder, like all the little measurements and ingredients, and why do I need to add turmeric with black pepper to activate it? Like, I don't have to teach people that stuff, and most people don't want to learn it unless they're like us in the wellness industry. So I really love that it's just so intelligently formulated for anybody. Anybody can use it. You can take baby steps like I did. I started with the Core 4 program. I kind of was like on and off a little bit. And I kind of felt a difference, but I didn't, because I was healthy already, right? And then finally, when I started looking at this like food, like, okay, I feel like garbage. I've been off of my nutrition forever. I'm really going to treat this like food. This is my breakfast. This is my lunch. Once I made that switch in my brain and stopped looking at this like a supplement that I was just adding into my terrible habits, that's when I started to feel like a completely different human and have way more faith in the products than I already did just by reading the label. Because anybody in this industry that's in the rabbit holes of the toxic world that we live in, trying to navigate it and help others do the same, we know when we look at a label what to look out for. We know that we don't want undisclosed natural flavors or carrageenan in our oat milk or ascorbic acid or citric acid or cyanocobalamin. Like, we know that, but does the average consumer, does the average mom, does the average caregiver know that? So for me, this makes not only anybody's lifestyle easier, but it makes my health coaching career so much easier and so much more fulfilling, because I'm not just charging people to give them advice and cross my fingers and hope that they take it and transform their lives. I'm able to just go, here you go, try my favorite juice. There's schedules in there. Let's talk all the time and become best friends, and tell me all about your families. And if your kids don't like it, make sure you call me, because I can connect you with a bunch of moms that used to have kids that hated it too, and now their kids crave it. And it's just the easiest. It's really the easiest way to do things the old-fashioned way, which we have all been taught, eat more fruits and vegetables, is the best way to total health. Unfortunately, the world that we live in these days, eating the food that we're told is real food isn't the same kind of nutritional quality that all that food that our ancestors were preaching about. It's just not the same anymore. And it's sad that that's what we have to do. But I'm so grateful and blessed that we all have Purium, and that we know that it's the most nutrient dense food on the planet, and that we can hand people things that we know are going to help them and not hurt them with hidden ingredients. And with that, I think I am complete.
I love how simple you make it, and it's so true, Jess. And you touched on so many important things that I didn't prompt you to it, but we're like so glad you covered it. Well, one, the simplicity, and so many health coaches, are coming into this program and really wanting to coach it because of its simplicity. So thank you for talking about that, because we all know it's not just about coaching food. It's coaching. What we're talking about here is the activism of food, the food democracy. And if you don't follow Jessica Barr on social media, please do, because she talks a lot about activism. She's one of us in the Million Mom. Even if she's not a mom, she deeply cares for the future of our humanity, and she shares a lot of activism. Oh, another thing, Jess, you shared, I love that you said, was mommy's juice. If everyone hashtags mommy's juice, what are you going to find, guys? What do you think?
Wine. Wine, or a glass that you can't see in. So you don't really know what's in it, but it's something that the children are not allowed to touch. It's alcohol.
Yeah, and that just perpetuates what? Escapism, not being grounded in your own health and healthy habits. It's unhealthy habits promoted with the word mom's permission on it. So yeah, we need to shift that. Absolutely. Thank you for bringing that to the attention of this community, because that's what we do here. That's exactly it. Thank you so much, Jess.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to go over now to Montreal, Quebec, and we have a wonderful health coach as well in our team. She is Taz Ferreira's brand partner, and she's been making some waves here in our community too. She's shared a few times in Million Mom. She specializes in working with families and family health. So Sherry Packard, mom of 3, come on board. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. And I have to say that I got to listen to Jessica talk before I was talking. I'm so fired up. Like, this is why I became a health coach, for exactly this reason. So thank you for that, Jessica. It was super inspiring. So long before I became a holistic nutrition and health coach, I just had a passion for wanting to do things the natural way. And I had a curiosity to learn as much as I could when I was becoming a mom. And that's really how this passion turned into a profession for me. And once I saw that, all of the changes I was making within my own family, and that it was working, and I was getting my kids involved and I was getting them on board slowly, I got really excited about the possibility of helping other families be able to do the same thing, right? That it didn't have to be so complicated. The only thing is that once I actually got into my field and started a practice, I was actually finding it really difficult because it did require families to, go to health food stores, and I was essentially sending them on scavenger hunts, right, to find all different types of supplements and things that I didn't even truly believe myself would make a big difference, because a big part of my work is research. So I'm always researching, right, what are the best options? What are the newest, things available, and how can they affect our health, either positively or negatively? And it was really frustrating because I was recommending things that I wasn't fully on board with, right? I was always worried about the possibility of heavy metals and added ingredients, sugars, food coloring, corn syrups. You'd be surprised how often corn syrup shows up in children's vitamins, right? I did believe in supplementation, unfortunately, only because of the world that we live in now. I knew that our soils were greatly lacking the minerals that they once had. And so I knew that we needed to be supplementing, but it was just really hard to find good brands to supplement. And then when, you meet with families, you really want to focus in on the core, right? So much of, especially the first consult that I do with families, is talking to them about, what their needs are and what they're hoping to achieve, what they want to accomplish. And I feel like so privileged to be able to work with families, especially because there's something special about a family coming to you and saying like, okay, we want to make these shifts. We want to do this for ourselves as a whole. We want to do it for ourselves individually. But then to, send them out into the world of supplements, and it be so hard for them to actually get the results that they're truly wanting to get. And that's when Purium came in, and Purium has been a complete game changer. And like, that doesn't even begin to explain it because of the simplicity of it, right? We get to go back to what food is all about, what nutrition is all about, and it's food. We should be able to get all of our vitamins and minerals from our food. And there was a time way back when, and most of us don't remember, where that was possible. And now, again, because like I said, the soils, the quality of our soil, and all of the toxins that we're being exposed to in our food, in the air that we're breathing, the water we're drinking, the products we're putting on our skin, the products we use in our home environments, right? So many toxins are just damaging our gut microbiome and making it so hard for us to thrive as individuals and thrive as a family. So Purium's beautiful ingredients, we all know how pure they are. We all know that they're just food, right? Beautiful, highest quality superfood nutrition. And it's been so amazing to be able to recommend a starter pack to a family and have them go and start this together and see amazing results pretty quickly, right? It's very effective. And that they get to use and explore the products together. I think that's so amazing because, again, doing it together is really what's going to create long-lasting results, right? When we're thinking of our children, we want to be creating foundation for them, a healthy foundation, because they are going to one day, get to the ages where they're going to be really independent in these choices. And I knew as a mom, before even becoming a holistic practitioner, that I wanted, the key was really going to be creating foundation of healthy habits for my children that they're going to want to continue once they leave home, right? Once they're on their own, because I didn't want it to be because mom says so, right? Because mom says we eat like this, or mom says you have to have, X, Y, and Z. But the minute they're away from us, it's like, whoo, okay, party time. We can do what we want. Let's go crazy on junk food or whatever. it was really important to me that to create that foundation. And so with Purium makes that so easy to do because it's a beautiful way to start conversations with your kids, right? Why are we doing this together? What's in these? What are superfoods, right? Why are they so important for our bellies? And, now that we have these fun blender bottles as well, your kids love the blender bottles. They love mixing and matching all of the amazing superfoods, coming up with their own mixes. My kids have been doing this for almost 2 years now, and it's still a daily practice. If anything, now they just know more of what they like, right? So they have their go-to drinks, but every so often they explore and they're still, mixing and matching. And I just love it because it gets them involved in their health. It gets them involved in the kitchen, and it creates independence, right? Because that's the other thing that I went into holistic coaching to do, is because it was really important to me to empower people in their own health. I remember a time where I felt super disempowered, relying on, the outside world to tell me what was wrong with me and then hopefully, give me something that was going to make me feel better. And I remember how much anxiety that created in me. And once I started to step into this holistic field, then I started to feel really empowered, and that anxiety went away. And I saw that there's so many things that we can do. There's systems out there, right? And so it was really important for me to help people empower themselves in their health. But that wasn't easy to do before Purium. And now, when I'm able to give a starter pack to a family and they go off and they do it themselves, they become empowered and they're doing it themselves. So they don't need to rely on me. So as a holistic practitioner, it's really effective because I'm helping people. I'm setting out, I'm doing what I set out to do. And people are just out there doing it, and then I can, help more people. And so now my mission has even expanded to wanting to help other health coaches, get these systems in place and see just how effectively they can really make the difference, as I know that they set out to do, just like I did. And the other thing is that it's not just for holistic practitioners, right? Anyone can do this. Anybody can help others. And I love that it starts with ourselves. So we take the lead role in our own health first, and then we want to share with everybody, because when you feel this good, you want to share it. You can't keep it to yourself. You want everybody to know that they can feel so much better than they do. So, Purium makes it easy for everyone to, get out there and start sharing and becoming a brand partner and really making a difference.
I love that, Sherry. Thank you so much. I can totally relate to so much of what you said as a mom, and then really how you're paying it forward to empower others to come into the simplicity of it. Both you and Jess talked about it. I love that. And these are certified coaches, both of them. Thank you, Jessica and Sherry, for coming to the call and sharing with our Million Mom Movement community. It was really impactful to hear you both share how you have found this business to be really a source of support in another way you never thought possible when you were learning about food, and now food is medicine. So Michelle Ritchie did bring up, if anyone did have any questions for us on this topic of family nutrition. The two ladies, Sherry and Jessica, might be able to answer too. Just raise your hand. And if not, that's okay too. Okay, Kristen, I'll just ask you to mute.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I'm Kristen. Nice to be with all of you today, this afternoon. I am a brand new partner, and I need a little help with getting started because I'm just clueless. And I've kind of started with one video, but then it kind of led me into some other videos, and it was talking about Triple Crown. This person was Triple Crown this, Double Crown that, and I don't understand what they're talking about. It's almost like another language. So is there maybe like a place that I can get started that might kind of lead me sort of take me from A to B to C to D? Because I felt like I just jumped right into W.
Kristen, have you downloaded boards yet from the company? Your enroller or even somebody on the call might be able to just from their boards app invite you to download boards, and then you'll have right on your keyboard, just very basic steps from the company on how to get started. So you can reach out to myself personally in a Facebook message, and I'd be happy to get you set up with some of these first steps and support you with your enroller.
Thanks, Michelle. And good luck, Kristen. I'm just going to unmute Jamie B, and we'll have one more question before we go into our next call to action.
Hi, thank you so much. This is amazing. I am a brand new brand partner, and but I've been taking the product for a while, but I had no idea what was in my hands. And my quick question is just that with the super aminos, is it okay for your kids to take that? And if so, how much and how often? I know it's in Epi Kids, but I don't have that, and I just want to know the answer because I kind of already shared it once, and he liked to chew it. I was like,
yeah, I was just going to come on and let you know, Jamie, that a lot of our kids, because they can't swallow them, but they actually will take them and just chew them and eat them, which I know a lot of the adults don't like to do, but they're perfectly safe for your child.
Okay, and then what's the amount that you would? He's 3.5 pounds.
Maybe Taz or Naiva, you can answer this. I don't know that there's a limit or if they have to take less than 5. I don't know that they need to take more than that. But sometimes their own intuition is also
He keeps asking for it. That's why I'm like,
yeah, if he's asking for him throughout the day, just give him one to chew on, and you can do that all day long. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I'll let the other council members chime in on that.
Thank you so much.
Less than 5.
Go ahead.
Sorry, Naiva. Less than 5 seems to be perfect. My son has been chewing on them for years, and he loves it too. And he actually encouraged me to start chewing them as well. I'm like, it's not so bad. And then, it caught on.
Amazing. I'm so grateful. This is so good. I'm really grateful to be here. So thank you for all the work you're doing, and I'll keep rising with you and everybody that spoke. Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, the five per day is the core 4 for an adult that's 150 pounds. So if you just factor in, that's the required amount for that adult, then take it back. And he's building bones, building collagen every day, so he needs that repair, and he knows it. So yeah, good luck with that, Jamie. So I'm going to pass the mic now over to Michelle Ricci, and she's going to do our call to action activism piece for the day.
All right, sounds good. This is my favorite part. And first, I just want to acknowledge, edify, and lift everybody up on this call today, the questions, the shares. I really appreciate all of you. And for being here, you don't have to be a practitioner to be able to make good recommendations. And that's what this call was about today, so that we could support you in just feeling comfortable with these recommendations. So go ahead and please grab your phone. It's time now for us to go to Instagram. We're going to be working off of, and Naiva, would you mind sharing the report just really quick where we're finding where we're going, and then I'll share the Instagram page. So we're working off the Detox Project report, and we're working with, we're in our protein powders now and meal replacement powders, and we're looking at high levels of glyphosate found. So let me see if I can put the Detox Project report in the comments, or maybe Taz or one of us can do that. And then what we're going to do is grab your phones, and we're going to go to Instagram, and we're looking up Ka'Chava. So let me see, I think I have this here somewhere. Give me 1 second, and I will share my screen with you. On the Ka'Chava Instagram page, I went to the 3rd post. It's a picture of kind of a woman's torso, and she's putting a scoop of Ka'Chava into a white water bottle. So let me share my screen, and you guys can see what I'm looking at. Let me know when you guys have that. So if you're on Ka'Chava, you'll see that I added a comment, and my Zoom keeps saying it's quitting. sorry if you're seeing my screen or not. If you're not, maybe somebody else can share.
I can share my screen, Michelle, if you want.
Okay, much. I'm going to stop sharing so you can do that. Okay, great. Sorry about that, everyone. If you look in the comments, you'll see that I wrote a little blurb here that says, I'm a concerned mom. And so what we're asking you guys to do is write something similar and help us with our everyday activism and asking this company what they're doing to address this problem. So it says, I'm a concerned mom who loves high quality organic and natural products. I was recently reading a report from the Detox Project, and the Kachava meal replacement shake showed at least 35 parts per billion of the toxic herbicide glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup. We've been unable to reach the company to address this issue. And as a group of concerned parents, and you can use any language you want here, of the Million Mom Movement, we'd like to see more transparency in the companies we are spending with. Please let me know what you're doing to ensure the safety of our products and promote transparency to your customers about this toxin. So sometimes they reply, sometimes they don't. The more people that can comment on this, the better. 24 minutes ago on the post that is, yeah, this one, right? Yep, that one right there, you got it. There it is. Village.root, that's me on Instagram. You can follow any of us on Instagram, including the Million Mom Movement. Write something to this effect, showing your concern. What would also be great, what will count towards widen your reach, is if you take a screenshot or you make a little video of how you got here and then post it to your reels, tag the Million Mom Movement. We want to highlight your voices. We want to highlight your activism, and it counts towards business volume. So why not? Okay, great. And I will post some of these things in the comments. And of course, if you're not following us on Facebook, go to the Million Mom Movement official. That's where one of the places you'll find the replay along with some of these things that we talked about today. The second thing that I want you to do while you have your phone out is go ahead and register for our next 2 upcoming events. This would be Fierce Friday of next week. And we're going to put the links in the comments here. So go ahead and click on that link. It'll take you. Please register for the event. We create these event pages. Actually, Naiva does. She does a lot of work on the back end for us in corporate and for the whole field. And we would love it if you actually registered, because we're only showing 3 registrants, even though we have up to 60 or 70 or 80 people on the call every week. The other one that I would like you to go ahead and register for is our very own Rita Jean Fleming is going to be presenting on the Lunch and Learn on the 18th, and that's going to be on soil health, gut health, and aging. So she does such a fantastic job. If you don't know about Rita yet, she really connects how the microbiome of the soil matches the microbiome in your digestive tract, and how it's really about what our food is eating more than what we're just eating. We really want to pay attention to what our food is being fed and how it's being grown, and linking that. So that's the second part. And then I'm going to see if I can share. I'm going to try one more time to share my screen. And I want to show you guys some clips that we've been receiving from the field. We are remaking a video. So if you weren't here last week, we have an old video that highlights the kids and the families in the field. It's about 8 years old. And we're looking for new videos to highlight and update our community. So let's see if I can share sound. I also want to welcome our new members. I know we have a new brand partner from our team. Trisha is on the call, and I heard a couple other. You may have lost me. Do you see my screen or no?
Not yet.
Okay. Sorry about the technical difficulties, and thanks for your patience. Just breathing through it. Okay, how about now? Not yet? Says loading.
Here we go.
All right.
We gotta make sure we get like. So we had like just a little bit left on our in our tart cherry. What's in your cup? Do you like it? Does it make you feel good? Do you have a green mustache?
All right. So we're going to, whoops. Still playing in
Oh,
my
that's-
background. Hang on one second, guys. Sorry.
That's okay. That's
So-
just a
Yeah, it's just a little taste of what we're going to be sharing. You can ask your kids questions. They could be any age. They could be drinking. They could be sharing their favorite superfoods. Really, we're looking for about 10 to 15-minute clips, and we're going to compile a brand new video highlighting you all. So thanks everyone for your activism and for participating in these activities with me and for using your voice when it comes to talking to these companies about what's concerning us. And with that, I'll pass it back to Carmela to close us out.
awesome. Thanks, Michelle. And we'll end with the pledge, guys. I think it's a great way to end. We usually start it.
You're muted, Carmela.
Thank you for letting me know that. Yeah, usually we have ended, we start with the pledge, but now we get to end with the pledge today. Just, I guess, in lieu of time, unless would anyone like to come off mic and share it? Okay, let's go with Kristen. You're so new to the community. So just unmute and read the pledge along with the screen there. Can you see it?
Actually, I can't. I have done something on my computer that I can't see anything other than some faces up top.
Oh, no problem.
I'm a little technology challenged.
No problem. Okay, Sherry. Go ahead, Sherry.
Hey, I pledge to defend the health of myself and my family. I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and free of man-made ingredients. I pledge to read labels and educate myself on all aspects of clean living. I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health and environment of future generations. I am committed to sharing this movement of many. I am the Million Mom Movement.
Thank you so much, and for sharing also today. Thank you everyone for being here. Please follow us on Instagram. All the links, the replays are in our link in our bio there, including our YouTube channel information. Please hashtag Million Mom Movement to be reposted on that page. Pictures of the kids, families, anything that you feel would be really our, community activism. We would love to see it. And again, reach back to the person who invited you to this YouTube channel episode, and we will see you next Friday for our next Fierce Friday. Bye for now.